Thelonious Monk, the movie. I read that article today and I was like, oh my goodness, it's actually happening. So, in case you don't know what's happening, Thelonious Monk might be getting a movie. It's in early development and they're already eyeing an actor, Most Def, I believe it is, as Thelonious Monk. And when I read it, I was kind of sad because I kind of wanted Idris Elba to be Thelonious Monk because he said multiple times that if there was a Thelonious Monk movie that he would love to play Monk. And I can definitely see him looking like the Thelonious Monk, especially if he has like the long beard and the hat on. I think he would kill it. But oh well, guess like looks like we're not having that. But Most Def as Thelonious Monk, I can see it. All right. And I was reading the article and I was excited because the director he seemed like a big Thelonious Monk fan. He was talking about like how he watched the Straight No Chaser documentary and he just loved Monk and just loved like his piano playing and all of his classics. And I was like, okay, it sounds like he actually has passion. If he has passion, this movie can work. Um, and I was really excited because I never thought I would see a movie on Thelonious Monk. The last jazz movie I can remember is the Buddy Bolden movie. I haven't watched that one, but I don't know how it did. That's still on my list to watch. But the thing about Thelonious Monk is that his music is very obtruse and very abstract. Um, I struggle to see how it would make a lot of money because with movies like Queen or like Elton John or even like the Ray Charles movies, those are like musicians that like everyone can get into. You know, everyone loves Queen, everyone loves Elton John, everyone loves Ray Charles or whatever. Even like the Aretha Franklin movie that just came out and the TV show, like okay, like those are like fun, like all those guys have all those, not guys. Aretha Franklin's a woman. All those musicians have like fun songs that everyone loves. You know, even my girlfriend loves some Aretha Franklin and like some Elton John songs or whatever. But Thelonious Monk is like a very he's a well known jazz musician, but he's like a very niche kind of musician. It's either you understand his music or you don't understand his music. And I feel like the majority of people today would just not understand his music. So I'm kind of struggling to see like who is this movie really for? If this movie is for like the hardcore like jazz like bebop purists, then okay, that would be like really interesting. But I just wouldn't see it making that much money. Maybe they like watered down his playing like and kind of made him like more of a like poppy jazz musician. The movie might be more successful. I'm really trying to see what they would do here because I love Thelonious Monk. He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite jazz musicians. He's up there with Nina Simone and John Coltrane for me. And but I just don't see like how. Oh, speaking of jazz movies, I just forgot about the Billie Holiday movie. How did I forget about that? That was pretty. That was good. I like that movie. Although with Monk, like I said, his playing is just so weird, so abstract. I just don't see like the average like movie fan or music fan really like gravitating towards his playing. Like his 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 piano playing is a very acquired taste. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with this. I mean, I guess if they made like a low budget niche kind of movie, then it might work because they wouldn't be spending too much money on it. But at the same time, I can only see like a big budget like Hollywood movie. I'm also thinking about the Whiplash movie that came out. That did really well. The movie about like the drummer and like the abusive teacher who like throw drums and like clocks at that kid. But at the same time, that was like big band jazz. That was kind of like big band jazz was popular, but Thelonious Monk is like bebop. Like it's all about like odd time signatures, like making like a bunch of like sour mistakes or whatever, and kind of working with it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Thelonious Monk, but it's just like I don't know. I just don't see like a big audience just gravitating towards his style. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, I hope I'm wrong. I want the movie to do well. And I read another article that said that the movie might not be made because Monk's estate won't let it be made. But that's a video for another day. I'm kind of just focusing on like the hype and what I want from the movie, and what I just like what I'm expecting to see. I said it once, now I'll say it again. I don't know. I don't really know much about like musicians' lives, even like David Bowie or like Nina Simone or like Prince. Those are like my favorite musicians. I don't know much about them. I just consume the music and just let it be. Honestly, like I don't know who Prince or David Bowie were married to or how many kids they had. I don't think Prince had kids, but yeah. So I don't really know that much about Monk, so I can't be like, oh, I want to see this happen, or this happen. Although in the movie, I would love to see like Monk and like John Coltrane like collaborate because they did like this. They worked on an album together. I can't remember what it was called, but it was good. So I would just love to see that like John Coltrane and just Thelonious Monk just mm, so good. I'm just fanboying out right now. That would just be amazing. Can you just imagine seeing that like John Coltrane and just Monk just going all at it, just two jazz titans, just so good. Okay, but honestly, I just, the thing about this movie is I just don't want it to be boring, and I know this is gonna sound weird because it's like Thelonious Monk, like he's like the textbook definition of like a bebop artist. His music is fast, weird, fun, like all this kind of stuff. So you're just thinking, how could they make it boring? But it's like they made the David Bowie movie boring. Like I was just thinking, like how could you make David Bowie boring? He's my favorite musician of all time, and they made him boring in that Stardust movie. So I just hope that they just make this movie fun. That's all I'm expecting. That's all I want for this movie. Just a fun jazz movie, like all this kind of stuff. Just all that, like that's what I want from this movie. Just a fun movie. And anything else that I want to say? Yeah, the hype is just there. Um, they said they're not going to start shooting the movie until next year, so it's probably going to be a while before we see this movie. Maybe 2023, mid 2023, if it even gets made. Because, like I said, the not the John, the Thelonious Monk estate said that they don't really want the movie to be made, so it might not even come out. But man, a Thelonious Monk movie. I never thought I would see the day where he would get his own movie. Because, like I said, he's known, but he's not like, he's not like a Nat King Cole, or like he's not like a Frank Sinatra, or even like a Billie Holiday, or Aaliyah Fizzlegard. I'm saying that name right. I don't think I'm saying that name right. Aaliyah Fizzlegard, something like that. You know what I'm talking about. He's kind of like a more niche kind of musician. So I'm just happy. If this movie gets made, I will be happy. But I also want it to be good because we got a David Bowie movie. That movie sucked. We got a Nina Simone movie, which was offensive to say the least. So if I just want them to do a good job on this movie. That's all I want. I just want like a good, fun movie. But yeah. If you like Thelonious Monk, tell me in the comments what you want from this movie. Am I missing anything? Don't forget to read the article. Man, Thelonious Monk. I am so happy that he's going to get a movie. You know, I always go to my girlfriend's house and I always like mess around her like her keyboard because I bought her like a piano keyboard. And I always try to like imitate like Thelonious Monk on it. Like I'll play like, I'm not good at piano, but I'll play like a couple of notes, add like a mistake, couple notes, add a mistake. I kind of like just copy like Thelonious Monk because I'm like such a huge fan of his stuff. But yeah, that was it for today. Peace.